Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're so excited to have you here with us today. Whether you're a longtime subscriber or new to the channel, we appreciate you tuning in. We've got something incredibly important to talk about today. Something that could potentially save lives and make a huge difference in times of crisis. Today, we're discovering the 15 items the Red Cross wants you to stockpile today. These aren't just any items, these are carefully selected essentials that can help you and your family stay safe and secure during emergencies. From natural disasters to unexpected power outages, having these items on hand can be a game changer. You never know what's going to happen in this crazy world, right? One moment, everything seems fine, and the next, chaos can strike. We've seen it time and time again in the news. Hurricanes, earthquakes, floods, and even man-made disasters. It's a reality we all have to face, and the best way to do that is by being prepared. The unpredictability of these events is exactly why it's so crucial to have a well-thought-out emergency plan and the right supplies. Imagine being caught off guard without the essentials. It can be a terrifying and dangerous situation, but being prepared can make all the difference. When you have the right supplies, you can handle emergencies with confidence and calm. It's not just about survival, it's about maintaining a sense of normalcy and security for you and your loved ones. Think about it. Having a well-stocked emergency kit can mean the difference between panic and peace. We're talking about peace of mind, people. Knowing that you have everything you need to weather any storm, literally and figuratively, can bring a tremendous sense of relief. It's about being proactive and taking control of your safety and well-being. Knowing that you and your loved ones are ready for anything, it's a powerful feeling, and it's something we want to help you achieve. By following the Red Cross's recommendations and stocking up on these 15 essential items, you'll be taking a huge step towards ensuring your family's safety. That's why we're teaming up with the Red Cross to bring you this ultimate survival guide, Frugal American style. We're going to make this informative and fun because we believe that learning about safety doesn't have to be boring. With our unique approach, you'll not only get valuable information but also enjoy the process. We're going to break down each item, show you exactly what to get and why you need it. We'll explain the importance of each item, how to use it, and where to find it. From first aid kits to non-perishable food, we've got you covered. We'll also share some tips and tricks to make your emergency kit even more effective. We're talking life-saving stuff here, guys, so listen up. This isn't just about having a few extra supplies on hand. It's about being fully prepared for any situation. Emergencies can happen at any time, and having the right tools and knowledge can make all the difference. And hey, maybe we'll even throw in some fun challenges along the way. You know how we do it? We want to keep things engaging and interactive, so stay tuned for some exciting activities that will test your preparedness skills. It's all about learning and having fun at the same time. Although emergencies can be overwhelming, with the right preparation, you can face them with confidence. So take this seriously and make sure you're ready for anything that comes your way. So hit that subscribe button and let's get prepared together. By subscribing, you'll stay updated with all our latest videos and tips on emergency preparedness and frugal living. And don't forget to like this video if you find it helpful. Let's build a community of prepared and informed individuals who are ready to face any challenge. Thanks for watching, and let's dive into the 15 essential items recommended by the Red Cross. First up, we're talking about the most essential element for survival water. It's something we often take for granted, but it's absolutely crucial for our existence. Without it, life as we know it would be impossible. From the smallest microorganisms to the largest mammals, every living being depends on water to survive. You've heard it a million times, but it's true. You can survive way longer without food than you can without water. In fact, while you might last several weeks without food, you can only survive a few days without water. This is because water is involved in nearly every bodily function, from regulating temperature to aiding in digestion and even lubricating our joints. And trust me, when a disaster strikes, you don't want to be caught thirsty. Imagine a scenario where the water supply is cut off due to a natural disaster or some other emergency. The shelves in grocery stores would empty out quickly, and finding clean, drinkable water would become a desperate struggle. It's a situation no one wants to find themselves in. We're not talking about just having a bottle or two in the back of your pantry, guys. That's simply not enough to sustain you and your family in an emergency. You need to think bigger and plan for the worst-case scenario. Having a sufficient supply of water is not just about quenching your thirst, it's about ensuring your overall well-being and survival. The Red Cross recommends having at least 1 gallon of water per person per day for at least 3 days. This is the minimum amount needed to cover drinking, cooking, and basic hygiene needs. But honestly, if you can store more, do it. The more prepared you are, the better off you'll be. That's right, 1 gallon per person per day. It might sound like a lot, but when you break it down, it makes perfect sense. Think about all the ways you use water in a single day. From drinking to cooking meals to washing your hands and face, it all adds up quickly. Think about it, you need water for drinking, cooking, and even basic hygiene. Without it, you wouldn't be able to prepare food safely, maintain cleanliness, or stay hydrated. Water is essential for every aspect of daily life, and having a reliable supply is crucial. Now I know what you're thinking, a gallon of water per person per day? That's a lot of water. It is a significant amount. But when you consider the importance of water in our daily lives, it's a small price to pay for peace of mind and security, and you're right, it is a lot. But that's why it's so important to start preparing now. Don't wait until it's too late. Start building your water supply little by little, and before you know it, you'll have a stockpile that can sustain you and your loved ones in an emergency. You don't have to buy everything at once. Each time you go to the store, pick up a few extra gallons of water. Over time, these small additions will add up to a substantial supply. And remember, it's not just about having enough water for drinking. You'll need it for cooking, cleaning, and maintaining basic hygiene. So, start today and make water storage a priority. Your future self will thank you. Now that we've got our thirst covered, let's talk about the second most important thing on our survival list: food. And no, I'm not talking about ordering a feast from your favorite restaurant. We're talking about stocking up on non-perishable food items that can last for days, weeks, or even months without going bad. Forget those sad, soggy ramen noodles, guys. We're going for nutritious, calorie-dense foods that will keep you going when the going gets tough. Think canned goods like beans, tuna, vegetables, and fruit. They're packed with nutrients and can last for years. Don't forget about protein bars, trail mix, nut butters, and dried fruit. These are great for on-the-go energy and can be stored easily. And hey, if you have a sweet tooth, throw in some hard candy or chocolate. Don't forget about coffee, tea, and hot chocolate. A little treat can go a long way in a stressful situation. We've talked about water and food, but what about when the lights go out? That's right, we're talking flashlights, of course. You never realize how much you depend on electricity until it's gone. Imagine stumbling around in the dark after a storm, trying to find your way around your own house. Not cool. A good flashlight is like a beacon of hope in a blackout. It lets you see where you're going, what you're doing, and most importantly, it helps you feel safe. Plus, you can use it to signal for help if you need to. So, don't wait for the power to go out. Grab yourself a few reliable flashlights and maybe a headlamp or two. And don't forget those extra batteries. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Okay, listen up because this one's important. Accidents happen, right? You cut yourself chopping vegetables, you trip and fall, you burn yourself on a hot stove. It's life. But in an emergency situation, even a small injury can become a big problem if you're not prepared. That's why having a well-stocked first aid kit is absolutely crucial. Think of a first aid kit like a safety net for your health. It's got everything you need to treat minor injuries and keep things from getting worse. We're talking bandages, antiseptic wipes, pain relievers, gauze pads, the works. Stock up on over-the-counter medications even if you don't regularly use them. A cough suppressant or decongestant can help to make someone with an illness much more comfortable when it's not easy to get medical assistance. You want to be ready for anything, from a small cut to a major scrape. Alright guys, let's talk about staying informed during an emergency. Because let's face it, in a disaster situation, information is power. You need to know what's going on, where it's safe to go, and what to do. That's where a good old-fashioned radio comes in handy. But not just any radio, you want a battery-powered radio with a hand crank option. Why? Because when the power goes out, so do your usual sources of information. You can't rely on your phone, your TV, or the internet. But a battery-powered radio? That's your lifeline to the outside world. It'll keep you updated on the situation and let you know about any important instructions or warnings. So don't wait for an emergency to happen. Get yourself a reliable radio and make sure you've got plenty of batteries on hand. Next up, the Red Cross recommends extra batteries, and of course I agree. We're talking emergency preparedness, and this tip is electric, literally. We're talking about storing extra batteries. You already know a flashlight is crucial in a blackout, right? But what happens when those batteries die? Bam! Darkness. That's why you gotta stock up on extra batteries, people. And I'm not just talking AA or ADA. Think about all the devices you rely on. Flashlights, radios, maybe even a weather radio. Make sure you've got the right types of batteries for each device. Trust me, you don't want to be stuck in the dark with a dead flashlight and a drawer full of the wrong batteries. Alright guys, we're moving on to item number 7 on our essential emergency supply list, and this one might surprise you. It's not a fancy gadget, it's not a survival knife, it's a whistle. Yeah, you heard me right. A simple whistle can be a lifesaver in an emergency situation. Think about it, you're trapped, injured, or lost. Your voice is getting hoarse from yelling for help. What do? You blow that whistle. That sound can travel much further than your voice, cutting through wind, rain, and even chaos. It's a signal for help that can be heard from a distance, increasing your chances of being found. This next item is all about protecting your lungs, the often overlooked dust mask. Now you might be thinking, dust mask? What's that got to do with an emergency? Well, let me tell you, in certain situations, a dust mask can be a lifesaver. We're talking fires, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or any disaster that throws dust, debris, and other harmful particles into the air. Breathing in that stuff? Not good. That's where the mighty dust mask comes in. A good quality mask like an N95 can filter out a large percentage of those harmful particles, helping you breathe a little easier in a bad situation. Make sure you have enough masks for everyone in the family, and some extras couldn't hurt. Alright guys, we're on to item number 9, and this one's super important. We're talking about plastic sheeting and duct tape. I know it sounds kind of random, but trust me, you'll thank me later. Imagine this, there's a storm, right? And your house, well, it's not in the best shape. Maybe a window breaks or there's a leak in the roof. You need to seal things off fast. That's where the plastic sheeting and duct tape come in. You can use them to create a temporary barrier, keeping out wind, rain, and even those pesky insects. Seriously, this stuff is like a superhero for your house. It's cheap, it's easy to find, and it can make a world of difference when it comes to staying safe and comfortable. Moving on to item number 10, and this one's all about staying clean. We're talking moist towelettes, garbage bags, and plastic ties. You know, in an emergency, your access to running water might be limited. That's where the moist towelettes come in handy. They're perfect for cleaning your hands and face so you can stay hygienic, even if you can't hop in the shower. And let's be real, no one wants to be surrounded by garbage. That's where the garbage bags come in. Keep your environment clean and organized, which can actually help reduce stress in a crisis. Remember guys, staying clean isn't just about feeling good, it's also about staying healthy. We're at item number 11, and it's a tool that no emergency kit should be without, a trusty wrench or pliers. Now I know what you're thinking, what's so special about a wrench? Well, in an emergency, you might need to shut off your utilities, gas, water, electricity, and sometimes those valves and shutoff switches can be pretty stubborn. That's where the wrench or pliers come in. They give you the leverage you need to shut things down quickly and safely, preventing potential hazards like fires or leaks. Remember, safety is always the #1 priority. Having the right tools on hand can make all the difference in those crucial moments. Alright guys, we're on to number 12 on our list of must-have items for emergencies, and this one might seem kinda obvious, but trust me, you do not want to be caught without it. Emergencies can strike at any time, and being prepared is key to ensuring you and your loved ones stay safe and comfortable. Whether it's a natural disaster, a power outage, or any other unexpected event, having the right tools can make all the difference. And today, we're talking about one of the most underrated yet essential tools you can have in your emergency kit. We're talking about a manual can opener. Yes, it might seem like a simple tool, but its importance cannot be overstated. In a world where we rely so heavily on technology and electric gadgets, it's easy to overlook the basics. But when the power goes out, and you're left in the dark, you'll quickly realize just how crucial a manual can opener can be. What happens when you're in a real-life disaster movie scenario and your fancy electric can opener is just a paperweight? In such situations, having a manual can opener can be a lifesaver. It's a simple, reliable tool that doesn't rely on electricity or batteries. It's always ready to go when you need it, and it can make a world of difference in an emergency. In an emergency, you're going to be relying on a lot of canned food. It's non-perishable, it lasts for a very long time, and it's a great source of nutrition. Canned food is a staple in any emergency food pantry because it's easy to store, has a long shelf life, and can provide you with the sustenance you need to get through tough times. From canned beans to soups, vegetables, and even fruits, there's a wide variety of options to choose from. And when you're in a stressful situation, having a comforting meal can make a big difference in your morale and overall well-being. So don't be the person scrambling for a knife, desperately trying to pry open a can of beans. Not only is it dangerous, but it's also incredibly frustrating. You don't want to risk injuring yourself in an already stressful situation. A manual can opener is a much safer and more efficient option. Test it out before you need it in an emergency. Make sure it works smoothly and efficiently. The last thing you want is to discover that your can opener is faulty when you're in a crisis, and stash it away with your emergency supplies. When you're packing your emergency kit, make sure to include your manual can opener. Keep it in a place where you can easily access it. You never know when you might need it, and having it on hand can give you peace of mind. Can Opener Challenge. Now let's have a little fun with this. I challenge you to a can opener challenge. Grab a manual can opener and see how quickly you can open a can. Share your times and experiences in the comments below. Let's see who can become the ultimate can opening champion. And remember, being prepared is not just about having the right tools, but also knowing how to use them. So, test your manual can opener and make sure you're ready for anything. Now on to item number 13 on our list of emergency essentials. It's a basic that is often overlooked. We're talking about good old-fashioned maps. Yeah, you heard me right, paper maps. I know. We live in the age of smartphones and GPS. But what happens when the internet's down? What happens when your phone battery is dead and you can't find your charger? That's where having a physical map of your local area can be a lifesaver. Number 14 on our list is super important, especially in a real emergency. We're talking about your cell phone. It's not just for scrolling through memes when the power goes out, it's your lifeline to the outside world. First things first, make sure you've always got a charger handy. And I don't mean just plugged in by your bed. Think car charger, portable charger, even one of those solar-powered bad boys if you're feeling extra prepared. You never know when you'll need to get in touch with family, call for help, or let people know you're safe. Communication is key in an emergency, and your phone is your most reliable way to do that. If your budget allows, a satellite phone that doesn't depend on cell towers is a worthwhile investment for emergencies. This next one might not be as exciting as, say, a lifetime supply of pizza, but it's super important. We're talking about important family documents. I know, paperwork sounds boring, but trust me, in an emergency, having copies of essential documents can be a lifesaver. We're talking about things like your driver's license, birth certificate, passport, insurance policies, the whole shebang. Imagine losing everything in a fire or a flood. Having these documents safe and sound can make putting your life back together so much easier. Think of it like this, it's better to be over-prepared and not need it, than under-prepared and not have it, right? And there you have it, folks. 15 must-have items the Red Cross recommends you stockpile today. Remember, being prepared isn't about being scared, it's about being smart. Emergencies happen, but by taking these simple steps, you can make sure you and your loved ones are ready for whatever comes your way. So what are you waiting for? Go build that emergency kit. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest videos. Stay safe and stay prepared. Hey.